we have a software recording. Zoom is recording. So welcome Attaya to this short one-on-one chit chat session. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the things that we wanted to do is really reach out and touch base with you because you're one of the youngest drivers in the league, but at the same time you're leading the championship. So I thought it'll be cool to have a one-to-one chit chat with yourself on your likes and your thoughts on sim racing. So we have a couple of questions that we want to ask you, and perhaps the first one is, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, and do you have any hobbies outside of sim racing?
Currently, I am 12 years old. I study at Gumala Ananda Elementary School. I am the only child in the family, and my hobbies outside of sim racing are before I join sim racing, I regularly participate in national championship real uh, what's it called? Remote control adventure Indonesia.
Ah, okay. So that's a remote control cars.
Yeah,
Very cool, very cool. And when did you begin sim racing?
I began sim racing at when I was 11, December 2018.
What what game and equipment did you start with when you first started sim racing?
The game was Assetto Corsa, the rig from GTC MyD. My wheel I was using Logitech G29
Yes.
and a single monitor.
Okay. And what equipment are you using presently?
Rig still the same. I upgrade into my wheel and my pedals into Fanatec and triple monitor. It's a winner prize that I got from Indonesian Digital Motorsport Championship.
Given that you've only been racing about a year and a half, when did you realize that you might be quicker than the average sim racer?
I realized when I joined Indonesia Digital Motorsport Championship, I was a national champion CDB class.
And maybe you can tell us a little bit about Rotary e-motorsport. What are the objectives and this vision of your team?
So Rotary Motorsport is created by my father and my manager. They want to develop this team professionally. For example, like William Esport,
Nice.
Williams Esport.
Very cool. Very cool. And obviously, how did you end up racing with them? I mean, obviously, if it started by a father, I can understand. But would you maybe you can tell us a little bit about how this team was formed and maybe a little bit of information about your teammates?
Uh, I ended up joining the team because my father and my manager created this team to develop my skill. And I have four teammates. Feno Rehan, he's 17 years old. He is a go-kart and slalom racer, or you can call it gymkhana.
Nice.
Second, Andrea Bireski. He is 20 years old. He's a national racer. The third and fourth is Irfan and Ferdian. They're both private workers and their hobbies are sim racing.
I'm just curious, does your father also sim race?
No.
Right. Okay, on to our next question. So I know it's only been a year and a half, and you said you started out on AC. Apart from Assetto Corsa, do you play any other sim racing games?
I play R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, and iRacing. Oh,
Okay.
one thing. I don't play GT Sport because I don't like Syncade.
No worries. Do you have out of the few that you just named, do you have any favorite among all these, or you like them all equally?
My favorite sim racing games are Factor 2 and iRacing.
Okay, okay. Is it because of the physics or the FFB?
Yes, the physics.
Nice, nice. Okay, so Ataya, you currently lead the SRA Formula 3 Championship after 5 rounds of racing. Who do you see as your main competitor in this series?
My main competitor is Chua Sing Han. I think he's not just a fast driver, but he's smart too. And he got a great consistency on every single race he did, so I keep an eye on him.
Yes, he is. He is very consistent, and I'm sure he'll be challenging you in the next few races, especially as we hit past the halfway mark and in towards the end of the championship. So, you know, I've raced a few because I'm running in the series as well, and I noticed you're one of the drivers in the region who can put together very quick laps, also very consistent, and you also do a lot of very clean overtakes. So, how do you achieve consistency with speed?
I achieve my consistency with speed, with discipline, and focus by doing practice every day in order to memorize the track so I can know the track and so I know the track so I can race clean and stay calm for every
Understand?
single.
That's good advice. Do so. Probably the follow-up question to that is: do you have any routine to share on how you prepare for a new track each week?
I do routine practice every day in order to memorize the track so I know the track and I do learn every aspect of the car I drove so I know the car's character.
Do you have any advice that you would like to give to drivers who want to improve their racing ability?
My advice are only two is discipline and good attitude. Racing is not only about fast, it's about you have to respect the rules and the other drivers.
That's very good advice. What are your ambitions in respect to racing? So the question is really, is this a hobby for you, or do you think you can make a career out of it?
Yes, I think I can make a career out of it. I want to be a professional sim racer.
Do you think you'll ever go into actual motorsports? Is that ever the plan, or do you prefer to stay within, digital racing?
Digital racing, I'll say.
Fair enough. Very good answer. So maybe the next question to ask you is, as part of your personal growth process as a driver, what are the areas of race technique or even mental development that you want to improve on?
I think both areas is important to seek improvement on.
Do you presently receive any coaching?
Currently, I don't have a driver coaching, but I do routine practice by myself every day and also with my team regularly 3 days before race.
Very nice. So before we end this interview, and Ataya, thank you so much for taking your time to
Mm.
speak with me. Is there anyone that you would like to thank, publicly?
Yes, special thanks to my father and my mom too, who always support me, and to all people that support me.
Ataya, thank you so much for your time today, and this will bring us to the end of our interview.
Uh, Thank you.